Apocalypse Gaming.
Hi there folks, well this is going to be our inaugural BatRep for Dreadball. So far we've had a few games at it and wow, what a game! Hopefully the BatRep will show you this, but the simplicity of the rules are sublime. I likened the game to Rollerball, the movie, or Speedball 2 in my unboxings and what I thought the game would be like. It's a zillion times better. It's a really good, quick, fast to play game with simple rules. So my plan is we're going to do you a good, decent BatRep showing you all 14 rushes hopefully, and then I'll do some how to play videos as well. So today playing will be myself and there'll be the real Hellboy.
Aye.
So without further ado, let's get on with showing you some of the mechanics. So first of all, without further ado, I want to show you a few things we have set up here so we can get on and actually play the game. We have our Dreadball pitch, which has 3 scoring zones. To score, you must be in one of these zones. This is worth 1 point unless you shoot from here and it's worth 2. This is worth 3 points unless you shoot from here and it's worth 4. So 1 or 2, 3 or 4, depending on which one you shoot from, but you must be within one of these hexes. We have our team dice, we have the home and away, the home and away dice, and we have coaching dice. Coaching dice are one-off dice that once you've used them, you don't get them back. Our action tokens, of which we have 5. We have our Dreadball score counter and our Dreadball rush counter, and obviously our teams which you saw in the previous videos. So first thing we need to do is roll off and see who actually gets to pick home or away. So it's roll off to see who goes home or away. Highest chooses. 1, 3.
Home.
Home. So he's going home and he's the 29'ers. So first thing first, because Hellboy has taken the home side, he gets to set up his team first. Of his 8 players, 6 of them can go on the pitch, any side of this yellow dividing line, which you can just pick up out in the camera, the brighter lines. So he must deploy to that side anywhere at all. 6 of his players go on the pitch, and 2 of his players must go on the sub bench. Now that he's done that, I can react and put my players on as well. Again, 2 of mine must go on the sub bench, so I'll immediately put 2 jacks on the sub bench, and then I'm going to hunt down his strikers and smush them to heck, hopefully. Something we have also done here, just for ease, is we've magnetised the bases. So just quickly show you, that way if the ball gets picked up, the ball sticks magnetised there, so it's easier to move them around. So first thing happens is ball enters play via the home player. He rolls his dice and the ball will come along the Dreadball zones, however many numbers he's rolled. So he's rolled a 6, so the ball will enter play 6 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now if you notice there is only 5 Dreadball tokens here, so that's a fortuitous roll. You get the 2 dividing ball hexes at the bottom. 1 to 3 will be on the player who's rolling side, and 4 to 6 on the opposite. So it's a 5, so the ball rebounds off the wall and lands here on the smacker side. So we're at the beginning of rush 1, the ball is on the pitch, and Hellboy is running up his striker here to the ball. The striker enters the ball 1 and automatically tries to pick it up. Being a pick-up test, you get 3 dice, plus 1 for being a striker. So it's a skill test 1. And he's rolled 2 successes because the skill of his striker is 4. He's rolled 3 successes because he got a 6, so you get to roll another one. So he picks up the ball successfully, and because he's doubled his success totally, only need 1 successes, he gets a free action. So with his free action, Hellboy's decided that he's going to go for a throw. Now he can run as part of his throw movement, but he's entering a threat hex here. Watch the tutorial videos, you understand, but he's entering a threat hex here, and when he leaves that threat hex, he needs to roll an evade test. The evade test is a 3 dice speed 1, 2, 3 test. So the first time he's got to evade is a 1 pass required. And he's a striker, so he gets an extra dice. He's passed, he's got a 4, he's got a 6, he gets to roll the other one, so he's got 3 passes. Doesn't matter for doubling or anything like that, but that was his second move of his throw, which he's running to do. That's 3 and 4, and he's in his throw position, so he'll now roll dice for the throw. So to shoot, he's aiming from here to there. He's 4 hexes distant from the strike zone. That means he's on a 2 dice range. He's a striker, so he gains a dice. He's shooting at the strike hex, or throwing at the strike hex, so you lose a dice for throwing at the strike hex. And he moved in this turn, leaving him 1 dice to roll. So it's a 1 dice skill 4 test, so he needs a 4 to score. 2, he shoots, he misses, the ball's gonna scatter. So he throws the ball. It hits the strike hex, it bounces, it's going to scatter because he's the one that threw the ball. We roll a d6 and the 1 on the clock is here, which is facing away from him, and we go round clockwise. So he rolled 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the ball's going to scatter along this direction from this zone by how many hexes? 2. So it scatters 2 hexes, and that ends his rush because he's lost control of the ball. So it moves on to my rush. So we're now entering rush 2. I've moved the counter along to rush 2. I need to spend my coaching token, of which I've got 5. We forgot to put over Hellboy's coaching token on the video to show you that's what you do, but I get to spend all 5. So that's me spent 1, and what I'm going to do is do a slam manoeuvre, because I've found with the smackers the best thing to do is kill all human strikers! Kill them dead! Because otherwise they run rings around me. I've won 1 game out of the 9 we've played. So I'm going to do a slam manoeuvre, and I'm going to run round and slam this striker here and try and get him into threat hexes and try and take him out the game. So we know the amount of dice we've got to roll. I have 3 dice for doing a slam manoeuvre. I have an extra dice for being a guard, and I have an extra dice for running and coming adjacent that turn. Hellboy has 3 dice for his manoeuvre, of which he's doing a dodge manoeuvre, plus 1 for being a striker, so he's 4. My target number is 3 because it's a strength test, and it's 3 ups for orcs is my target number. And it's 4 ups being a human striker for him. So I have 1, 2, 3 successes. He has 2 successes, but 2 6s, so gets to roll 2 dice again. Another 2 6s, giving him 4, meaning he gets to roll again. And 4 successes versus my 1, 2, 3 successes means that they both turn to face each other. Had he doubled me, and I thought he was about to, he would have got a free action. So I'm going to attempt another slam, but this time I'm going to use this fella to try and do the slam. That means I get my 3 dice for performing a slam, 1 dice for being a guard, but I don't get my 5th dice this time because I started adjacent. We have 4 dice over the other side to start with, because we know it was a striker and we know he has 3 dice to dodge, but he's going to lose a dice because of the threat hex. 2 successes, a 6 and a 5, meaning I get to roll my 6 again. And a 2, so 2 successes. 3 successes over there. This striker's running circles around me, so it's still 3 successes. So again, it's turn to face. So, third attempt to slam this slippery little human striker. And I'm going to use this orc to slam him. Turning him round, again, we know 3 for the slam motion. And 1 for being a guard. So, that's where he's sitting. We have 3 for the human because he's dodging, plus 1 for being a striker, but he's now losing 2 dice because he's in 2 other threat hexes, which is the most he could lose for that. So it's 2 versus 4 dice. And let's hope I do some damage this time because I'm really not getting to hit him. He's too slippery! And we have 3 successes versus 1 success, which means I double him, so I get to knock him back and on his bum. And it'd be here, there, or there. I'm going to put him back on this one. And then it'll be an armour check. So as we saw, it was 3 dice versus 1 dice. 3 take away 1 is 2. So he's got a 2 dice armour check. 2 is his target number, which is the difference between my successes and his, because I doubled him to put him on his back. He gets to roll his 3 dice with a target number of 5 because that's the armour rating for a striker. So he gets 1 success versus a target number of 2. 2 take away 1. Very easy to work out. He goes in position 1 in the sin bin. So I've almost done what I wanted to do by taking a striker out of the game, but it'll be in it really quickly again. I wanted him further up out of the way. So now that he's been removed from the pitch, I'm spending my 4th coaching point, and I'm going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, my jack. You get to choose the facing, and it's important because I might fumble and not pick up. So I'll choose my facing for my jack here and try and pick up the ball. It's a 3 dice speed test. Speed of my goblin jack is 3, so 1 success is a 3, 2 successes gives me a free action. I've got a 6, so I get to re-roll that again, but I don't need to because there's my 2 successes. I've got 3 in total, so I get to pick up the ball and get a free action. So I'll run with my free action 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and try and get a little bit of cover for my goblin jack down there. So last coaching point, because I've only got 5, I'm going to take and I'm going to try and slam this striker. 1, 2, 3, 4 and slam. So I get 3 dice for performing a slam motion. I get an extra dice for moving, an extra dice for being a guard, but because I wasn't greatly tactical, I ran my orc into that other guard's threat hex, so I lose a dice. So I get 4 dice, the striker gets 3 dice, plus, the human gets 3 dice for his dodge motion, plus an extra dice for being a striker, giving him 4 as well. A 5 and a 3 give me 2 successes because I needed 3 ups. 3 successes, so it's turn to face. If he had doubled me, he'd have got a free action. So that's my rush over, and we're moving on to the human rush. So first thing that happens is rush 3. Hellboy moves the counter along to rush 3. And then moves everyone down 1 level in the sin bin. So that striker can come down to the sub bench because he was on position 1. So Hellboy spent his coaching point and he's going to sprint that striker on. He can run 10 spaces. If he keeps the same direction, he'll be able to run straight up the board. It costs to turn, but he's not doing that. He's sprinting straight forward. So he's sprinting straight forward his 10 spaces. And finishing with the facing forward. So for the second coaching point, Hellboy's decided to run that striker, which would be his second action, so it's the only other action that he can do unless he gets a free action out of it, to steal the ball from my jack. So he's running up and trying to steal. He is behind this orc's guard, so because he's behind the orc's guard, he's not in the threat hex, so they're rolling off directly against each other. For the steal test, you get 3 dice against speed, so it's a 3 dice speed 1 test, and because he's a striker, he'll get an extra dice. My goblin will try and dodge, and he's got a 3 dice because he's a jack, doesn't get a +1, only the strikers get the +1 for the dodge. So it's a 3 dice, but against a target number of 3 instead of the target number 4s for the humans. Because we are smaller, slipperier and faster. Ha ha. So target number 4, we have 1 success, 2 successes and a reroll, because he's got a 6. 2 successes, and we have 1 success for the goblins. So I have 1, he has 2, he doubles my successes, so he steals the ball from me. He doesn't get a free move, but he gets the ball. Had it not been a doubling, the ball would have scattered. And if the ball had scattered, his rush would be over. So for his third coaching point, Hellboy has decided he's going to sprint this striker down here. Now, because he's facing this orcs, it's going to cost him 1 to turn, but he doesn't need to do anything yet. 2, because he's leaving my threat hex, he needs to do a speed 1, 2, 3 roll to evade. He gets an extra dice being a human striker, meaning he needed 1 success on a 4 and he got it, so he successfully passed that. But he's leaving my second threat hex, so he now needs 2 successes because it's a speed 1, 2, 3 roll. The 1, 2, 3 tells me he needs 2 successes on the second attempt. And he fails, so he trips and lands in the square that he was moving to. So for coaching point 4, Hellboy has decided that he's going to do a slam on my orcs here. And I'm going to slam back. So the two are having a brawl. So he gets 3 dice for performing a slam motion. That's the same throughout. He gets an extra dice for running. So there's building up momentum before he smacks into me. And he gets an extra dice for being a guard, giving him a total of 5 dice. His successes being a human are on 4-ups. I get 3 dice for slamming back, +1 for being a guard. But because I'm bigger and stronger, my successes are on 3-ups. So he gets 1 success, 2 successes, but 1's a 6, so he gets another roll. 3 successes. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, but I've also got 3 6s, so I get 3 other rolls. So that's 4 successes so far. 5 successes, 6 successes, and another 6, so I get to roll again. 7 successes. So my 7 successes versus his 3 successes means that I double him, so I get to knock his man back 1 square and we turn to face. So it's 1, 2 or 3. I shall knock him back to here. Oops. Knock him back to there. I need to check the camera to figure out his facing, and I will follow up. And he'll have an armour check to perform. So now he needs to perform an armour check. We have 7 successes versus 3 successes, meaning he needs 4 successes. He has got 3 dice to roll normally. It's a 3 dice strength test, but he's a guard, so he gets an extra dice taking him to 4. So he needs to roll and score 4s because his armour's 4. He scores 1, 2 and a 6, so he gets to roll again. 2 successes. 4 minus 2 is 2, so he ends up in position 2 in the sin bin. So as you can see, it takes a hell of a lot to actually kill someone. You might do a lot of devastation to them, but they're ending up in the sin bin. So for his 5th and final coaching point of this rush, Hellboy's decided he's going to do another slam action, and it's guard on guard again. I think he's looking for a little bit of revenge. And you ain't gonna get it, boy! So hopefully you're getting the idea of this already. We have 3 dice for the human slammer, the guard. Gets a +1 for being a guard, and a +1 for his momentum. So that takes him to 5. I've got 3 +1 for being a guard. My target's 3, his target's 4. He has 1 success, 2 success, 3 success, 4 successes. And I have 1, 2, 3 and a 6, so I get another roll. Another 6, so that's 4. 5 successes. And he's got 2 6s, so he needs to roll another 2. So he's still got his 4 and I've got 5. So we turn to face. And now I push back 1, 2 or 3. So I'll push him back here and I will not follow up. I can elect to follow up or not. The issue with following up is I'm not going to get that momentum if I need it to go and hit him again. So I'm not going to follow him up and his rush ends. So as we enter rush 4, I'll spend my first coaching point to slam this human striker with the ball. So bringing my orc's guard round, I'm going to slam. I get 3 dice for slamming, 1 dice for being a guard, and 1 dice for momentum. Hellboy starts off with 3 dice, +1 for being a striker, and loses 1 for being in the threat hex of my jack here, taking him back down to 3 dice. 3's for me, 4's for him. So 1, 2, 3 successes, but with a 6, 4 successes. Versus 0 successes. So again, I would knock him back, but I don't have a square to knock him back to. So he lands in this square, and the ball will scatter. So we'll deal with both separately. So the first thing we need to deal with is the armour check for this poor striker who's getting smushed in the corner. It's a 3 dice strength test. Armour of a striker is 5 because armour's the same throughout as part of the rules. So he's got 5s to score, he's got 3 dice, and he's got target number of 4 successes to beat, because that's what I bet his by. And he gets 1 success. 4 minus 1 is 3, so he gets positioned in sin bin position 3. Next we'll need to resolve the scatter of the ball as it spills out of his hands. So we're going to end up with a game of ping pong here, as the ball bounces about, we think. So as there's a lot of bodies trapped around this ball. Clockwise it goes away from me because it's rushing. It's my rush, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 round the hex. So we roll and we got a 5. So direction wise it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to come off this wall and it's going to ping outwards. So it's went 2, so it wants to go 1, 2, but it can't, so it's going to hit this guard. So it's going to ping again and it's going to go 1. It's going to ping off that guard. I don't need to roll the distance because we know it's pinging off him anyway. And it's going to go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's coming back in here again. 5. So it go bang, bang. Back off this guard. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to go this way. So we're actually going to clear the pinging. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the ball, after a hell of a lot of ricocheting off everyone in there, bring, 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 has landed down here. So from previous experience, I know my jacks aren't the greatest at picking up the ball immediately. So I'm not going to go for the ball right away because I'll probably pick it up, fumble it and end my rush. I'm going to try and get my players in a bit of a stronger position. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to take this orc and slam that striker and try and get him a bit further back out of my way. So I'm spending another point and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he'll be getting slammed. So as we know, I've got 5 dice because of the stuff I've explained previously. He's got 4 dice. Let's roll and see what happens. 1 success, 2 successes, 3 successes, 4 successes and a 6. Let me roll again. 5 successes. 1 success, 2 success, 3 successes, but 2 6s. Let's him roll 2 dice. 4 successes, 5 successes, 6 successes versus my 5 successes, so he successfully dodges. So as you've learned, because he didn't double, but he did beat, all we do is turn to face, but we're already in a facing off against each other anyway. Okay, third coaching point, I'm going to take and I'm going to get my jack moved up the board. I'm going to do that by sprinting him. So 1, 2 to turn, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fourth, I'll run him down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I will take a dash test. So dash is a 3 dice speed test. It's a 3 dice speed 1, 2, 3 test. So each time he dashes in this turn it gets subsequently harder. I need 1 pass at the minute with a speed of 3. So he passes. He goes into the hex. He must pick up the ball because he's trained to do so. I choose the facing because I ran. If it was a sprint, you were stuck with the facing you entered. I'm going to face him back up the board before I try to pick up the ball. It's important because the ball might scatter, so you need to have your facing chosen prior to that. So this is a 3 dice skill test to pick up the ball. Skills of my goblins are 4. And we have 1, 2, 3 successes. I could roll the 2 6s again because they would allow me to, but I've doubled it anyway, so I get a free action. And with that free action, I shall run. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 1 last coaching point left, and I'm going to run this young man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to give him a facing that way across the board. And that's the end of my rush. Still no scores! God, this is a slow scoring game of Dreadball. It can go quicker. So that's us entering rush 5. Some maintenance things needs to happen. Hellboy needs to move the counter along. And in the sin bin, he needs to move everyone down 1 zone. So his guard's in zone 1, his striker's now in zone 2. So coaching point 1, Hellboy's decided that he's going to try and sprint one of his strikers down into a potential scoring zone. So 1 to turn, 2, so he needs to make an evade move because he's in my front 3 threat hexes. Speed 3, 4 dice because he's a striker. 4 dice because he's a striker. So he passes and he's fine. Moving again. So that's number 3, movement 3, 4, 5 threat hexes, is there? No, sorry there isn't. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll just check that, make sure that count was right. So yeah, the count was correct. Just wanted to check that because I thought I might have done him out a point of movement with my counting, but no, he got his 10 movements, so he's down there trying to get into position, and I believe he's now dashing to try and get closer to the actual throwing hex. So it's a 3 dice, speed 1, 2, 3 test, and it's the first time he's attempted the dash in this turn, so it's a 1 success required. Being a striker, he gets an extra dice, so it's 4 dice, needing 1 success of a 4. And he gets these 2 successes. He could roll again if he wanted, he doesn't need to, so he's moved successfully 1 down, and I think he's dashing again. So it's another 3, 2, 1 test, so he needs 2 successes with the same amount of dice, same target number. And he gets 1 success, but he has got a 6, so he gets a reroll, and he fails! So he trips and lands in the hex that he was running towards. but he has moved him successfully further down the board. So for his second coaching token, Hellboy's decided he's going to try and stand this fella up so he's there to receive the ball should it get flung at him. It's a 3 dice speed test, and he's got an extra dice for being a striker. Needing 1-4 to stand up. 2 successes gives him a free action. So he's got his 2 successes and 2 6s on top of it, so ends up with these 2. So stand him up, choose your facing, and take your free action if you want one. I believe he's going to stand there though and not move, that way he's on the highest scoring streak hits point should he get the ball flung to him. So spending his third coaching point, Hellboy's going to try and stand this striker up. 3 dice, plus 1 for being a striker, target number's 4, doubling up, he's going to get a free action, and he's got a 5-5-5, so he's doubling up, so he's got a free action. He stands up, picks his facing, and he gets his free action, which can be anything apart from a sprint. And I believe it's a steal he's going for.
Yes.
1, 2, he needs to do an evade, because he's coming out of this threat hex, in case he gets tripped up as my goblin sticks his feet out. So he's getting an evade, and it's a speed 1, 2, 3 test. So it's got first time he's got to do it. So it's a one success he needs, and it's 4 ups. And he passes. He gets his 1 success. So that's was 1, 2 to there. 3, 4, 5, and he's trying to steal. So he's trying to steal the ball from this little jack down here. His is a 3 dice test plus 1 for being a striker. And it's a 3 dice X test, and that means it's opposing mine. And I'm dodging with my 3 dice, and I've got target number 3s, he's got target number 4s. And he got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes plus 2 rerolls. A cocked dice will re-roll that. 5 successes and another re-roll, because you get another 6. 6 successes, and I got 1, 2, 3 successes and a re-roll. 3 successes, 6 versus my 3. He successfully took the ball from me and doubled, so the ball didn't scatter. He grabbed it out my hands and now has it. So the amount of dice that he's got to roll is determined by the distance that he's sitting away on the board. He is 1, 2, 3, 4 squares from his target. His target can see him, so he can catch the ball. Must be able to see him to catch it. So he gets to roll 2 dice for that range, plus 1 for being a striker. He hasn't moved, so he hasn't lost any dice, and he's not throwing at a scoring hex, a strike hex, so he's not lost anything there either. So he's got 3 dice to catch. 4s is his target number. And he got 1 success but a 6 for a 3 reroll. 2 successes, giving this fella 2 dice to catch the actual ball with. But being a striker, he gets an extra dice as well. So he shall have 3 dice to catch it. Needs 1 success to successfully catch it. And 2 will give him a free action. And he got 1 success, so he's caught it. He's got a 6, it's a reroll. He's doubled his 1 requirement, so he gets a free action. So with his free action, he's decided he's going to take a shot at goal and try and score for 4. Distance wise, we are 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So that's a 2 dice test. He's a striker, so he gains a dice. But he's trying to score, he's throwing the ball at a strike hex, so he loses a dice, giving him 2 dice. Remember those coaching dice we spoke about, those one-offs? He's flinging that into the mix as well, giving him 3 dice. He needs 1 success on a 4-up to score. He throws, he scores, and the crowd goes wild! So being a 4-pointer, the scoreboard moves along 4 points towards the Trontek side. If he scores another 3 points, it's a landslide and he wins. So the home crowd went wild. We now move on to rush 6 for the away team. The ball will re-enter play on the left hand side of whoever's rush it is. So the ball will enter play from this side. Again, we roll the d6 and we're going to see where the ball goes. So 3, 1, 2, 3. So the ball lands nicely in front of my jack, so I might have a chance of grabbing this ball and getting a score quickly back. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a slam. I'm going to 1, 2, 3 and slam. Three dice, +1, +1. 4 dice because he's dodging. My target's 3, his target's 4, as we're learning. And I've got 1 success, oops. 2 successes, 3 successes, 4 successes, 5 successes, plus 3 sixes, so I get 3 re-rolls with 5 successes already. So 5, 6 and another re-roll, 6 successes. He's got 4 dice to roll. 1 success, 2 success, 3 success, and 2 re-rolls. 4 successes, 5 successes. So all that happens there is I drive him back. So I'll push him back to here and I'll follow up. And we face each other. So second coaching point, I'm going to try and take advantage again, and I'm going to bring this other Orc's guard round and slam again. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and slam. And this time round he'll lose a dice because of the threat hex, so he'll be rolling his 3 dice, I'll be rolling my 5. Hopefully if I get a bundle of 6s he won't be able to stack up his either. And we have 1 success, 2 success, 3 success, 4 successes. And he's got 2 successes and a re-roll. So 2 successes versus my 4 successes, so he's on his bottom. And he'll need to take an armour check. So he's got a strength test against an armour of 5, and he's got my 2 successes difference from my 4 to his 2 to beat. And he successfully does it. So he's fine. You'd get 2 re-rolls if he needed them, another re-roll if he needed it, but he's absolutely fine. So I've put him to the ground, but he's still okay. So here I'm going to run my Goblin Jack up. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And I'll try and take a dash check. So 6. 3 dice. Fails! So he dashes and lands in his face. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dashes and lands in the face in the one he was going to. Fourth coaching point, I'm going to try and pick this ball up. So I need to run. And when I run into the square, being a jack, I can pick the ball up. My guards are not able to pick up the ball. So 1, 2, 3, skill 4 test. 1 success means I don't get a free action, but at least I picked the ball up. Oops, put him in the wrong square. Tried to steal an extra one. No, I didn't, just made a mistake. So he has the ball, and now I'm going to sprint him with my last action. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have him in position, but I think his guards might take me out next turn. So that's that rush over. So first thing that happens is we move the rush counter up, so we're entering rush 7. And then from there, those in the sin bin move down 1 level. So the first thing Hellboy's doing is he's bringing one of those guards back onto play, and he's going to slam me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and slam. Giving him 5 dice, and I've got 3 dice to dodge. My speed's 3, his target's 4. I fail, he fails, so we turn to face. Don't think I've ever saw that one. We both fail. So he's spending another point to slam again. My jack's got his 3 dice. This time he's only got 4 dice because there's no momentum. Giving him 4 successes and a reroll. 5 successes. Oops. 1 success, so he doubles me. So he knocks me on my butt and the ball will scatter. So he can put me here, here or here. He's put me there. I've got an armour check to do and the ball will scatter. So my jack's armour is 4, so I need 4s on 3 dices. I need to get 4 successes, otherwise he's dead. And 2 successes, so he'll go into position 2 on my sin bin, because I had 1 success, he had 5, so that was a target number 4. I get 2 successes against it, so I end up in position 2 in the sin bin. Now we need to roll for scattering the ball, and position 1 on the clock will be facing towards me this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's going directly back. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it moves back to there. So the ball scatters and goes all the way back to the end of the pitch. So Hellboy's spending his 3rd coaching point, and he's going to run one of his jacks back down the board slightly to try and get him into a range where he can be thrown to. Assuming the man picks up the ball. So on his 4th point, Hellboy's going to try and bring a jack back onto the board and run him to pick up the ball. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He enters the square. Hellboy chooses the facing first before he rolls, and that way he can decide if he picks up the ball successfully, what he's wanting to do if he gets a free action. He gets 3 dice now to pick that up. And he fails, and the ball scatters, and his rush will end. So we need to scatter the ball. 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the ball's scattering in this direction. By 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the ball's scattering to here, and his rush ends.
So that's the furthest away from your lot.
So we're now entering rush 8. I get to move him down the sin bin 1 before taking enemy actions. First thing I want to do is try and get this fella back to his feet. So it's a stand-up test. So it's a 3 dice, speed 1 test. And if I double, I get an extra action. And 2, 1 there both fails, but I did get a 6, so I get to re-roll it, get another 6, so I got my doubling successes, so I'll get a free action. So he'll stand up and he'll run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for my second counter, my second coaching point, I shall take this guard and slam him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and slam. 3 dice, plus 1 for the guard, plus 1 for the momentum, and he gets 3 dice because he's a jack. And he can either dodge or he can slam back. He's chose to slam back, so I need 3s, he needs 4s. 1 success, 2 successes, 3 successes for me. And 2 successes for him. So I get to push him back, and I'll push him back to there, there or there. I'm going to push him back to there, and I'll follow up. And we end up facing each other. Third point, I'm going to take and I'm going to sprint my jack onto the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'll be happy to stay there. Fourth point, I'm going to run this jack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And facing is important. So I'll have him facing over there. Fifth and final, I'll run this jack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, facing is important. Excuse you. Facing is important, so I'm going to try my pick-up test because I now need to pick up the ball. 3 dice skill, I need 4s. If I get 2, I get a free action. 1 success, so I don't get the free action. So, ball picked up, and that's the end of my rush. Entering rush 9, the tension's building. I can't seem to get down to the scoring zone, so the first thing that happens is we enter rush 9, and MD in the sin bin on his comes down 1. First action of the rush, we're going to get a slam, and as he's leaving the threat hex, you need to do 1 evade test on a speed 1, 2, 3. So that's 1, so he needs to roll 3 dice now to evade, or he trips into the hex he was supposed to be running to. And he passes. So that was movement 1, 2, 3, 4 and slam. I'll dodge, so I get 3 dice. And he gets 5 dice, as we've learned already. And he gets 1 success. And I get 2 plus a reroll, 3, so I've doubled. So I get a free movement because I doubled.
Okay.
So for his second coaching point and second action with that guard, he's going to slam again this poor little gobble. So he gets 4 dice this time, so he didn't have momentum. So he's got 2 successes, but he gets 2 rerolls because he's got 2 6s. Another 2 6s, so that's 4 successes. Total of 4 successes. And that gobble got 2 successes, so he doubles them, so he knocks them back onto the ground, here, here or here. Yep. So he puts them back on the ground. It's a doubling, so I'll need to armour check as well, and the ball will scatter. So armour checks first. Is he going to put another gobble in the infirmary, or the sin bin? So he bet me by 2, so that's my target number, is 2 successes required. My armour's 4 being a jack, and I get 2 successes, so my jack's fine. Now we need to scatter the ball. It's his rush, so the ball comes this direction as 1 on the clock face. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, so the ball's going back the way by 1. So the ball comes back to there on the scatter. So for the third coaching point, he's going to take and run his jack. Now he's having to come out of 1 threat hex there, so he's got a speed 1, 2, 3 evade test to do. And passes, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and successfully ran, and then now needs to choose his facing before doing his pickup test. If he had sprinted, as I said earlier, he would be left with the direction that he ran in on. So he's turned around because he's going slow enough to turn around to try and come straight back out the hex, and he now needs to roll his pickup test. So it's a 3 dice skill test for his pickup. His skill's 4, 1 success picks it up, 2 successes gives him a doubling and a free move, which can be a run or a throw. 1 success, but he's got a 6, so he gets to re-roll, and he gets his doubling. So he picks it up and gets either gets a run or a throw action. So for his free action, he's going to run. Where are you going to run? Where are you going to run? Where are you going to run when they come for you?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So he's running up the board. I need to do something to take him out of the game. Fourth coaching point. Hellboy's going to run his striker up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel pain coming on.
Now he's going to throw the ball to him for my 5th one.
So for his 5th and final action, he's spending it to get this fella here to throw, as you probably heard. The distance is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexes, so it's a 2 dice challenge. He's not moved, it's not a strike hex, so he needs to score 4s. He's got a 6 and a 4, so that's 2 successes, gets a re-roll, 2 successes, which means this striker has 2 dice to catch the ball with because of the 2 successes of the throw, but being a striker gets an extra dice, so he'll have 3 dice to catch it with on a skill 1 test. So 3 dice to catch, target number 4, skill 1 test. If he doubles he gets a free movement, and I can see me getting mushed. Yep, 2 successes, so he catches it and gets a free movement. Which I guess is going to be a throw, but we'll see. Yep, for his free action he's going to take a throw, and you're allowed to run as part of your throw movement. Guess where he's running back to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he starts off to throw, distance 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 dice. He's a striker, he gains a dice. It's the strike hex he's throwing at, so he loses a dice, and he ran during that movement phase, or he moved during that phase, taking him down to 1 dice. So 4 up, he scores, and he wins the game because it'll be a landslide. Or he misses and it scatters and the game continues. He misses and the crowd go. I'm not sure if we caught the end of that, so I'll quickly recap. The striker came up, the striker threw, he had the chance of taking the game. All he had to do was score in here. He needed a 4 up and 1 dice, and he threw, and the ball missed. And it's going to scatter. So 2, it's his rush, so 1, 2, so it's scattering in this direction. 4 goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So the ball's scattered, it's really near the striker again, and we're entering the next rush. So we're entering rush 10. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to smush you with a slam. So 1, 2, 3, and slam. And I'll get my 5 dice as we've learned, and he's dodging, so he gets his 4 dice. 1 success, 2 success, 3 successes with a reroll, 4 successes, 1, 2 successes. So I double him, so he goes on his bum, and he'll have an armour check to do. And I will not follow up. So I scored 4 successes, he scored 2, 4 take away 2 is 2, so he required 2 successes on his armour check, on 3 dice, and it's a striker, so it's 5 ups. And he does it, so he's alive, he's safe. Forgot to bring him down at the start of the new rush because he moves down 1, so they're all on the sin bin, the subs bench. So I'm going to take my jack that's lying down and try and stand him up for my next action. 3 dice speed test. Speed of 3, 1 success, so he stood up, but I don't get a free action. I'll give him that facing. Third coaching point, I'm going to take and sprint him back down because my guards can't pick up the ball. So I need to turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to try a dash. So it's a 3 dice speed test. 1 success, it's a speed 1, 2, 3 test. Successful. So it's speed 3. 2 successes. Got them. So he goes in, gets his 2 successes and passes the test. Now I need to choose my facing, which is going to be there, before I do my pickup test. Because I could scatter and fail. So the pickup test is 3 dice. I'm a jack, so I don't get a bonus dice. Only strikers get the bonus dice for the pickup. And it's skill 4. And I want 2 successes for a free action. 1 success. No, get a 6, so I get a reroll. 1 success. So I pick the ball up, but I don't get a free action out of it. Fourth coaching point, last action I can take with him because he's already been once. I'm going to sprint him again. 1, 2, 3 to turn. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. last coaching point, I'll run this jack to there and give him that facing. And that's my rush over. We're going into rush 11 with the Tronteks. So we've entered rush 11, nobody in the sin bin to bring down into it, and Hellboy is going to slam the gobble with the jack. 1, 2, 3. So I'm getting slammed. I've got the option to slam back or the option to dodge. And because of my gobble, it's easier for me to dodge than it is to slam back, so I'm going to dodge. So it's 3 ups for me. My 3 dice versus his 5 dice. And he's got 2 successes. And I've got 3 successes and a reroll. 4 successes, so a double, so I get a free movement. And I'll go round there. Second coaching point, he's slamming again. He's only got 4 dice this time, so he didn't get any momentum. 2 successes, because he needed 4s. I need 3s to dodge. I've got 3 successes. 4 successes, so I get a free movement. Because I doubled. 1 hex movement, 1 free hex movement. So for his third coaching point, he's going to sprint one of his jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And that's fine.
He's staying there. Which facing that one? Now if a jack wants to perform a slam, we haven't saw this yet in the game, they can only move 1 square. The guards can run their full distance and perform a slam. A jack can only move 1, hence why he stopped 1 short, so his jack can perform a slam on me. So 4th point, he's coming in to slam. Jack only gets the 3 dice, plus 1 for movement, he doesn't get a bonus 1, so it's 4 versus my 3. And he's got 3 successes, he still needs 4s. And I've got 1 success versus my 3, so it's a doubling. So he knocks me on my bum and the ball's going to scatter. So he can push me back to here, here or here. So he puts me there. That one he couldn't do because the square was full. So 3 successes versus my 1 success. My poor gobble's got another armour check to do. And I've got 3 dice. Target number 4 because a jack's armour's 4. And I've got the 2 difference to beat. His 3 successes versus my 1 is 2 successes required on 4s. I got my 2 successes, so the gobble's okay, but we now need to roll for the ball scattering. It's Trontek 29'ers rush, so the 1 on the clock is facing this direction down the board this time. 6. So knowing the clock, it's here. So it's going to come this way by how far? 3. 1, 2, 3. So the ball will scatter to here. So for his 5th and final coaching point, Hellboy's going to try and stand up this striker who I smushed to the ground. It's a 3 dice skill test, skill 1 test to stand up. Plus he's a striker, so he gets an extra dice, so he's got 4 dice to stand up. Skill of 4, so skill of 4, so he needs 4 to stand up, and he's got 3 successes plus a 6. He could have more than that, so he's doubled what he needs to stand up. So he picks him up and we're choosing he's facing, and because he's doubled, he'll get a free action. So he's elected on his free action to run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's doing a dash check to try and get in next to the ball. As we know, it's a speed 1, 2, 3 test. So he needs 1 success because it's the first time he's tried to dash with this action, and his speed's 4. And he's got his successes, so he's successfully dashed into the box. He'll now need to pick it up after he chooses his facing. So it's a skill test for Hellboy. It's a 3 dice skill 1 test. A doubling gives him a free action. Being a striker, he gets an extra dice, so he's got 4 dice. Target number 4, so 2 successes will give him a free action. And he's got his 2 successes, because he's got 2 6s sitting there, so he could re-roll, but there's no need to, so he'll get his free action. So for his free action, he's elected to throw, and he's got another opportunity to steal the game here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's going to dash. So again, 3, 2, 1. It's a new action because it's a free action, so he still only needs 1 success on a 4 with 4 dice. And he successfully has dashed into the box, and now you'll need to throw. So can you remember how many dice will be required for this test? Let's run through it again. We have the distance 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes, so that's a 2 dice. He's a striker, so he gains a dice. He moved this turn, so he loses a dice, and it's the strike hex he's throwing at, so he loses a dice. So he's got 1 dice, skill 4, to win the game as a landslide. He shoots, he scores, the crowd go crazy! Boo-hiss! It's a landslide, he scores, he takes it past, the game is over. Trontek have demolished me once again. So, hopefully you've liked it, guys. Anybody out there that plays this game, teach me how to win with my orcs, because he keeps beating me and I'm going to cry. No, seriously, it's a good fun game. Hopefully this has gave you an appreciation of what it's like. It's the kick-off rules we're playing here. The game becomes a lot more advanced if you buy extra time or buy the deluxe edition. But this covers pretty much, I think we've covered all the basic rules in this one, which was lucky. I think we've done everything you possibly can. But if we have missed it, I'm sure you'll pick it up on another BatRep we've done, or will do. But hopefully you enjoyed it, we certainly have. Hopefully this has come across on camera. Trying to explain the rules again as we play it, but it's been a good fun game. We like it. Go and check it out, look at other people's BatReps, see what you think of the game. But it's nice, it's quick, it's easy to learn, but it's very, very flowing. So, thanks for checking it out. Take care. Anything Hellboy wants to say?
Haha, I won. You lose. Green sun.